Let me tell you, I have been stressing for weeks and weeks about this video. I plan things ahead all the time and I have ideas for my bullet journal themes because I'm a type A person like that. Although I had a lot of different ideas for how I wanted April to turn out, none of them were really clicking in my head, and it took me so long and a lot of stress to finally figure out what kind of video I wanted to present to you today. However, we finished, we're here, and even if it's not 100%, I'm pretty happy with the turnout. Before we get into this video, do not forget to go down and hit that subscribe button if you haven't already. Over half of my viewers are actually not subscribed, and it would help so much if you just tap that little red button and also the notification bell so you don't ever miss an upload. If you do subscribe, comment down below I subscribed so I can reply to your comment. Anyway, so like I was saying, during spring break I was listing a lot of different ideas and I had no clue what I wanted to do for my April bullet journal theme. By a lot of ideas, I mean a lot. I thought about a rain theme, a window theme, possibly a Pixar Up theme, something yellow like sunshine, or more flower doodles because I've been really obsessed with flowers recently. Trust me, it was a lot. But I ended up going for a music theme inspired by Clytie journals. Here's a picture on the screen of the photo that I saw that inspired me to go with this theme. I knew that I wanted to use the color brown in my color palette because ever since November I haven't really been using a lot of brown, and I also wanted to try another scrapbooking theme. And so when I saw this picture of this cover page, I knew it was something I wanted to model my spread after. Here on my cover page, you can see that I drew sort of a Polaroid shaped picture of a piano and outlined it with some paper, stickers, and washi tape. I haven't done a scrapbooking theme since September and October, and those were one of my least favorite themes of 2020. So I was really scared to try and create something similar this month. However, I think that it was a perfect time to try again because I have grown a lot with my journaling skills and also my stationery collection, so I feel like I achieved a lot better now than I did in 2020. Anyway, moving on to the calendar page. I've been doing a lot of minimal themes recently. I don't know if you've noticed. March and February were both kind of simple themes for me, and I really wanted to try something a little more busy and get my energy up for April, which is going to be a very busy month for me. So here I did a very large calendar that will take up a lot of the page and outlined it in brown instead of my normal black to kind of change things up a little bit. Something I did want to talk about is the color palette that I'm using for this month. Like I said, I wanted to use brown, but I was originally aiming to do something a little lighter and springy with a light blue color. Turns out though that I do not have many light blue washi tapes, and also when I tried to layer something with brown washi tape, it kind of looked ugly. So my color palette ended up being black, white, and brown, and I honestly love it so much. Here in the corner, as I'm decorating this one part of my calendar, you can see there's a lot of contrast going on. I used the brown first and put some music paper on top of it that I happen to have since I play violin and had some spare music on hand. The contrast with the white and the black in the music and also in my lettering is really satisfying to me. Under April, I'm also putting some black and white washi tape to add more contrast and really tie this whole color scheme together. I've cut a Dutch door on this page inspired by Amanda Richley's November theme because I needed some extra room for some more planning. Here in this corner, I'm also decorating a very similar design that I did on the left, and I'm also going to be sectioning off this Dutch door for major planning for the month of April. As far as fonts go this month, I really wanted to use this faux calligraphy-esque typewriter font that I've seen all across the interwebs. I've never tried this font before, and it isn't perfect in a lot of cases, but I do think it looks kind of quirky, so I'm not mad about it. I've been trying a lot of new fonts recently, and I'm kind of proud of myself for branching out. Other than that typewriter font, I also used some simple black calligraphy as another header. Inside of my Dutch door, I have a room for my focus goals and next month that I usually put in every bullet journal setup. I'm also adding room for a content planner and a master to-do list for the month. I've been perfecting my spreads as I grow in my bullet journaling, and so I definitely know now which things I need in every month and which things I can do without. Going back to the front page of this calendar, Now I'm going to be adding the fun stuff that really makes the page busy. Like I said earlier, I wanted to move away from the minimalist bullet journaling and adding some more to every spread. So other than my plethora of grid washi tape that I've already put on the page, I'm going to be using the skinny tip of a Tombow brush pen to doodle some music notes. I'm not 100% sure I'm happy with how these all turned out. They do look a little scrappy to me. However, it is kind of doodly and cute, so it's like a love-hate situation. All I know is that since it was in a black and a really thick marker, it adds more contrast, and that is what we're here for. I also felt like the page was still looking plain, so I used my gray to add little squiggles to the page. I'm going to make a video sometime this month where I talk about filling up extra space in your spreads and how to make balance in your spreads. And so if you're interested, don't forget again to subscribe and look out for that video coming soon. So here I made a mistake and wrote a little quote that I actually hated, and so I ended up using a paper band-aid and covering up, along with adding a black line to the edge of the Dutch door for some more contrast and division between the inside of the Dutch door and the calendar section of this spread. I really don't know how I feel about this spread. Some part of me loves it, some part of me hates it, but it's there, it's done, and it's useful, which is the most important part. So it's time to move on to the last spread of this setup, which is my trackers. Recently, I've been getting into a really bad habit of not finishing my trackers, and I know any of you bullet journal out there will know what I'm talking about. So I really wanted to change things up and make the trackers a lot more easier for me to use this month. So instead of doing my usual mood, productivity, gratitude, I'm just cutting that all out and trying something different. I need my habit tracker to track a few things and make sure I'm holding myself accountable to doing my daily habits. However, I'm changing out my mood and productivity tracker for a sleep tracker. Unfortunately, the mood and productivity just wasn't doing it for me last month, and I was mostly filling it out to fill it out and less because I needed it. However, tracking my sleep will probably help me make sure that I'm on a good sleep schedule and a good sleep pattern, and of course, the habit tracker is necessary, like I said earlier. This is one of the more simpler spreads of this month. I feel like I've been doing a lot of box trackers recently where it's in the shape of a calendar, and I haven't done a graph tracker in months. I think the last time I did it was November of 2020. So here I'm going to do another bar tracker. I'm going to be circling the days that I do my habits on the top tracker and adding a bar for the amount of hours that I sleep every night on the sleep tracker. Hopefully it will look better when it's all filled out and less empty and plain, because again, we're going for that doodly vibe this month. If you haven't noticed, washi tape was a serious issue for me this setup. I really like my washi tape to be a certain way, and usually when it's in an awkward place, it just drives me nuts. So I had a little bit of trouble figuring out where I wanted to place the washi tape in this setup, but I think at the end, after a bit of patience and practice and zooming out to make sure I liked the general look, I got the hang of it and it looks fine at the end. I felt like the page was needing a little more contrast, so I added a very messy black line that I will fix later with white gel pen. But again, when I fill in the trackers, it will look even more hectic, which is exactly what we're looking for. Now, although I finished all the spreads for this setup, I did want to go add a black line around the cover page because I felt like it was a little boring. However, with that, I think that's the end of this video. Thank you guys so much for watching. If you enjoyed it, don't forget to thumbs up down below, and of course hit that subscribe button again if you haven't already. It would mean so much. If you got to this part of the video, comment below a book emoji in the comments. Y'all are the best. Also, don't forget that I will have an April kit on my Etsy shop along with a couple more updates in just a few days, so look out for that at the 1st of April. Anyway, so that's going to be it. Thank you guys so much for watching, and I will see you next week for my new video. Toodles!